Is this the beginning of a steep and deep correction for Bitcoin? Or is this just another consolatory shallow correction before we see even higher prices? That's what we're going to discuss this week on the Bitcoin Minute. I'm Joseph Wagner, your host. Thanks for joining us. Last week, my episode focused on Solana, and this week we will further discuss Solana, but this episode will be dedicated once again to Bitcoin. But we'll start off with Solana. It's basically in a class of its own as far as growth goes. It recently surpassed Ethereum in more active users, new wallets being created, and more transactions than Ethereum. Currently, Solana is definitely correcting a little bit harder than Bitcoin, but still holding stout to $180 per coin, which is a move most analysts thought wouldn't happen, at least not happen in the near future. I'm still saying 500 by the end of this 2024 bull run, possibly higher, maybe even as high as 1,000. But I think 500 at the peak of the 2024 bull run will be the price of Solana. If you're not in, I would wait for this correction to subside, wait till you get a V formation and buy in with a target price of either 350 or 500. This is Solana's market dominance in a percentage basis. Right now at 3.46%. Earlier this week, it hit a high of 3.66. Never before has Solana had this much market dominance. Even back in 2021 when the price was $100 higher. What does that mean? Well, that means that even with a lower price, it has a higher market dominance. And that means that Solana is growing at a faster rate than most cryptos out there. I would fair to say faster than any other crypto. I see 5% dominance being hit by the end of the bull run 2024. Last time we did a show specifically on Bitcoin, Bitcoin had an all-time close but not yet an all-time record high, and come down from that. Are we going to drift lower, or are we going to see a pump back to higher prices? Our high made was $73,794. Since then we have come down quite a bit, currently sitting at $65,000. And it does look like it is forming a base here. There's a few things that tell me that Bitcoin will correct here, and a few things that say it could consolidate here. First off, let's look at a fib retracement. So we've just put up a retracement of this parabolic move, basically when Bitcoin exploded from $52,000 to $50,000. If you notice, we are right at a 38% retracement. That matches up precisely with $65,000. Now, if we wanted to take this a fractal further, we could do a retracement from the lows of Tuesday, March 5th. When we do that, we see that the 61.8% is also right around current pricing. So yes, that is a harmonics right here. So what these fib harmonics are suggesting is this could be the point where Bitcoin finds strong support and returns higher. It also says that if it breaks this harmonics right here, then we are likely in a full-blown correction. Could easily see Bitcoin prices drifting down to the 61.8% of our longer-term retracement. And that's interesting because let me remind you of an equation I made. As you can see, this is my article where I discussed my equation for finding out the price of Bitcoin at the next halving event. So on this article published March 18th, 2022, it was exactly 2 years ago, an apropos time to bring it up. B $ equals AE times PR plus 7%. What those mean is B $ stands for the price of Bitcoin at the next halving event. AE stands for the price at the previous halving event multiplied by the previous block reward, and you add around 7% to get your answer. You guys are all smart enough to do the math yourself. That's why I'm not going to bore you with it. You're watching my show, so you're obviously pretty bright. They came very close to the actual numbers, within 1%. Down here, this is the equation worked out for the current upcoming halving event. And this equation states that at the halving event, the day of, Bitcoin's price will be $58,990. So in under a month, we'll see if my equation actually holds any water. If it does, I could see it going either way, meaning I could see Bitcoin continuing higher from here and coming back down to 59,000, or I could even see it crashing to 50,000 and recovering to 59. This has been Joseph Wagner. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.